It is a wet, windy, horrible day, and we're out here. I was filming another video, and I just thought this is a prime opportunity to show what these cooking systems can actually do. This is one that I use here. This is my Trangia system. They're popular all around the world, Swedish-made Trangia. So they are bulky though. It's a bit of a haul if you want to take the whole system with you. You can cut it down so that it is just a really basic system, or you can be as fancy as you want. This is the 27 size with a couple of upgraded extras. I carry this when I'm traveling, and it's what I use as my main cooking system. It has a bag underneath there that the whole thing comes in, and the big billy pot. I also add on these here, titanium cutlery, a knife, a spoon, a fork, and a long spoon, so that you can actually do some cooking and stuff with. And the other added extra I added on was this here, which is a gas burner and a gas bottle. You can actually use the alcohol to run this system as well. We'll get into that in a second. But the other system that I use is this one here, which is, everybody knows that, is a Jetboil. And I personally don't like comparing them. I know a lot of people have compared these two systems and had a bit of a head-to-head on them, and they say which one's better. I'm not loyal to either one. They're both fantastic. So the Trangia I use for a lot of cooking stuff, if I've got meals to cook and that sort of stuff. My Jetboil I primarily use when I'm traveling, if I want to stop and have a coffee. For speed of boiling water, this one here, the Jetboil, hands down wins. It is fast, it is compact, everything there. That's the gas burner, the gas bottle, the cooking pot, everything is all in one little unit. That's it, all there. So this one here is more if you're traveling, if you're doing longer trips, but it has got its advantages as well. Right, we'll open up this one and we'll get into it, then we'll go to that one. There we go. That is the Trangia system. That is the whole thing packed up. This whole pack was packed, apart from the stuff that was outside. We had that was separate, this one was separate, and this one here was separate. Everything else you see there was packed into this here, into that billy pot. That's a separate billy pot. It doesn't actually come with any of the ones. I actually had to order that from England, and I use that probably the most out of all the different ones. I've got a second Trangia as well with the next size up, the big billy pot for the 25, and it's great, but the 27 is the one that I use the most. Now, this is all the stuff it comes with. So it comes with the surround here. So this surround here is the windshield that goes on the bottom. This is your alcohol burner, which slots into there. The screw comes off that. You fill it up with alcohol. You don't have to use that. You can actually use the gas burner, which slots into there as well. And I use the gas burner when I'm traveling. If I'm cooking, if I'm stopped somewhere, I actually use the alcohol. So it works fantastic. So the alcohol burner goes into there. This is the top shield, which sits into there, and it actually blocks in. So in high winds, if you camp somewhere, if you're in a really messed up situation, pretty much like today when it's windy and rainy and all the rest of it, that there will protect that. It sits in to there beautifully, and we can just load that up and ready to go. Inside that system, the next part down is the two pots. So it has actually two pots that it carries in, and everything nests into each other. You'll see into there. So you can see I use one more than the other. The smaller one I actually use a lot more, but I do use both pots. So that's there. So when I fold these down here, I can fold down these little edges, and these pots will actually sit just above the flame in the perfect spot. They also come with these here, which is a pot lifter, which is lifting them on and off. So all your utensils can lift on and off using a pot lifter. So the whole thing can lift up there. The top part there is a fry pan, and I actually upgraded this. So this is the non-stick fry pan, and you see there it doesn't sit onto there. You'll have to flip these up if you're using the fry pan, and it sits perfectly in those little edges into there. the big billy can then goes on, and the billy can here will actually sit there as well, and that'll sit in those edges because it's designed for the 25, and they are really stable and awesome to cook with. So it's a really basic, simple system. The other cool thing it comes with as well is a kettle. Now, I was using this on the fire and it boiled dry. That's why the top there is melted. My other one has a steel handle, which is awesome. But this one here, the little kettle, it's a little tiny fella, and it actually holds enough water to make a cuppa, to do your dishes, anything you want to do into there. If you put that into there like that, have your kettle, and it'll sit perfectly in on the water and boils water super fast. I also carry two of these here. I carry a ferrous rod, which is for lighting your fuels, either your alcohol fuel or your gas, and I carry a cigarette lighter. I always like to carry two ways to light your system, and this here is awesome. It's an added extra that you can get for them as well. Now you'll see there it has holes in it. Now we've holed one of these pots. Watch it there with that pot. That lip there on the inside fits perfectly over that pot. So it actually holds into there and sits inside that little lip, which means you can strain out anything without spilling any food. Also doubles as a cutting board that you can use, and it's got this little bit on the side so that you can pick up everything. Now if you've got a hot item, so you can actually hold your thumb over there like that and tip it out one-handed, which is amazing to be able to do. Rightio, now I'm going to crank this up, boil up some water, and show you how it works. Now just put a little bit in there, and it's enough to boil some water. That's just an alcohol, an ethanol, bioethanol that I use for fuel. So thank you, John, for making that one up for me. He has a still and makes it specially for us. It doesn't smoke, it's blue, it's beautiful. These lids here actually have an O-ring inside them, so you can store some fuel in there if you're traveling. Put that on and it won't leak. The other thing it comes with is a simmer ring, which I haven't got with me, and it appears that somebody wanted it more than I did on my last trip away, and yeah, that's very, very annoying. But I have got a spare simmer ring inside in my other kits, so I'm gonna have to replace that one for this one, and all good to go. Yeah, let's get it going. So I've taken the top off here just to make this easier. If you take the top off, it makes it nice and easy to be able to get this and just slot it into the hole. Then you can come over and light it if you haven't got any wind. Yeah, that is now lit, and if we get this top and put it over the top there, slide it into those little notches down there and just turn it, and it's locked in, and that is burning, and the flame is on, and we're ready to start cooking. So that flame will really kick into gear as the alcohol heats up. It'll really flare up and really start cooking in a hurry. Now the other thing I've done here is I've actually turned these wind holes away from the wind, because it has really been quite windy here over the last hour or so. So I've turned that away from the wind so that it'll allow the air still to flow in and that heat to come up. Now that is starting to get hot in there, and we can put a pot in like that, and we'll get some water and put some water in there, because that would be cool to be able to get it nice and hot. So we'll tip some water in there. There you go, that's enough for a cuppa. And close off our water and just leave it go. They are quiet, easy to use, the fuel's safe to travel with, and it just makes it so easy. The other amazing option for this from using the alcohol. Now I've taken that alcohol away, the wind's been blowing its guts out, so I've decided to change over to the gas burner so I could show you off there. It just has one of those little gas bottles, portable gas bottles that you can use. The gas burner just slots straight in the hole there. The cable comes through and there's a little hole at the back here that it pops out. It's designed for it into there. All you have to do is turn the gas on, and you see the gas turn on. Get your lighter, give it a hit, and it's ready to go. Put the shroud on exactly the same as you would if you're using the alcohol, and that makes it a super quick way to go, and it is windproof. So there's two options to use with the Trangia. The other reason that I love using the Trangia system is that these pots are literally all of them, the billy can, the kettle, the fry pan. If you don't have any fuel, if you've run out of gas, if you've run out of alcohol and you need to cook still, you can still cook with these. You just put them straight on the fire. They work fantastically. It's a full cooking system that you can use absolutely anywhere. I use it cooking on the fire all the time, and it's just great. So that's why I use it, and that's why I love my Trangia cooking system. That's literally taken like a minute with the gas. Super fast with the gas, but it is a lot to set up. So it is great to do all that. But if I just want to cuppa if I'm on the road, that's why I've got this one here, the Jetboil. So let's crack into that real quick and show you the difference. Now, like I said before, the Jetboil here is pretty much, that's it. That's everything in the package there. It's got a heating system inside there, which helps disperse the heat really fast. Inside that container right there, we've got this silicone lid, which just pops straight off. We've got that's the little gas bottle to run it with. In there, we've got the gas cooker head, and in the very bottom, there is a if I tip it out, would be easier. That is a gas bottle holder, and your little gas bottles there, the legs flip out, and it's a stand, so it's nice and stable in different conditions. We won't use that today, but it's nice and easy to snap on and all ready to go. So this here just screws straight onto there, that snaps onto there, and it's ready to go. So I'm going to set it up and show you. Now, I decided I am going to use those little legs. They just snap straight on like that, straight onto the bottom of the can with this wind around. I thought that might be a little bit on the safer side. Now, the gas cooker there, the burner part, that one there, make sure you flip out that, because that little part there is your up and down for the gas. Now, this just screws straight onto here, and I'll screw that on, and so I can put the camera down, I'll get it on there, and it'll be good to go. There it is. That is the Jetboil all set up. Now, like I said, I use the legs hooked onto the gas bottle. It has a piezo igniter just there, which shoots a little spark out. I don't know whether that's going to turn up on there or not, but we can give it a bash. It does, it works. I still like to carry a lighter just in case, because that's a smart thing to do. It comes with a silicone lid, so you can help your speed with your boiling. The technology on these is pretty cool though, because with the Jetboil, it has these fins on the bottom which captures all the heat and forces it up through the cup. It's got this safe touch cover, which is awesome. Little handle. The side there, that little marker there, is a heat indicator. It tells you when the water's boiled. It actually gets hot and does that. And inside the cup, I don't know whether this is going to turn up there, in the center of the screen there's a full water line. So it's a 1 litre cup, but you put 1 litre of water, it's 500 mils of water up to that line, and it's your maximum fill line for a Jetboil to be able to boil at a time. It literally takes a minute and a bit, like it takes under 2 minutes to boil your water with one of these. The cool part of these is that little locking system there. That locking system hooks into these little tabs there, and you'll see if you line them up, if I get the camera to focus on it, right there, you get them to lock in, and that just turns, and that here, the whole system is locked together and ready to go. So we're going to tip some water into there, so we'll go up to that 500 ml line. If we've got that much water there you go, 500 ml line. water's there ready to go. Now they do recommend that you turn it on before you put the Jetboil, the cup, onto there. So what that does is it just makes sure that you don't get any backburn or anything like that. But we're just going to turn that on, hit the button, and that is burning straight up. That's hot. So the downside of the Jetboil is there is a downside to them as well. The downside is it's a bit of a one-trick pony. If you're doing one-pot meals, if you're backpack hiking and you just want to boil some water, have dehydrated meals, anything like that, these are fantastic. I pretty much use it to make coffee when I'm traveling, and I can literally stop, I can pull it out, and within 5 minutes I can have my water boiled, I can have my kettle done, I can have it cooling down to put away, and be back on the road again within 5 to 10 minutes. So that's the reason that I use the Jetboil. It's fantastic for that in the mornings. You can get all different attachments for them. You can get a couple of different sizes. You can get a smaller one, a larger one. The Sumo's a bigger cooking system. These lids are also designed to take a coffee plunger. So your coffee plunger goes into the top, and you can actually plunge down your coffee and make your coffee inside that pot. Or you can do your meals in there, turn down the gas and do all of that. This one here is the Flash. The Flash actually doesn't have a regulator as such. You can turn the gas up and down, but it's a little bit harder to control the temperature. Nice and easy to use though, very, very simple. You see that water starting to get hot there now as the indicator's going up, and literally that's how long it takes for you to boil your water with a Jetboil. It's not quite there yet, but as it reaches the top, that means all the top's going to be filled with steam, and that's going to be all good to go. So you can see, if I'm on the road, if I'm traveling, if you want to have a cup of coffee, if you want to have a soup or something like that, you want to warm up something, then how good these actually are. So quick, so efficient, light. Put them in a backpack, something like that for the day, and you can see compared to the Trangia, size-wise, they're fantastic. But like I said, for anything apart from boiling water, they're a little bit on the rough side. So as you see there, that water is boiled there now. You see the steam coming out the top, and it's all good to go. So that was how long it takes to boil water with a Jetboil. They are a fantastic bit of kit for that. So been asked to compare these two systems between the Trangia and the Jetboil, between these two systems here, and seriously, they're chalk and cheese. They're both for the same thing, but they're completely different. The Trangia is probably my pick because it's so diverse in the different stuff you can do with it. You can use the fry pans, the saucepans, the billy can, the cooker. You can use them on fire if you want. You got multiple fuel options for this one here. This one here wins on speed, and literally being able to just crank it out there, get it done quickly. Haven't got time for other stuff. Crank it out, get it done, job's done, let's go back on the road again. So that's where the Jetboil wins. Personally, I love them both, and yep, now that it's hot, I'm gonna go and have a cuppa. There you go, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, the weather's absolutely terrible here at the moment, and yeah, I'm gonna get packed up, go and get dry, and yeah, have a cuppa. See you guys, have a good one.